Attention, this is a public service announcement. Women all across the United States are upset and frustrated on the lack of women's rights. They are getting tired of being pushed aside and now are demanding the right to vote and control property and a say in family issues such as child custody. They are teaching the future men that control the government, and they claim that they have worked and have suffered enough to have the same rights as the average white male. For they see the problems that we fail to comprehend. For example, in 1848, a group of abolitionist activists, mostly women and some men, gathered in Centum Falls, New York, to discuss the problems of women's rights. They were invited by the Reforms Establishment Kennedy Stanton and Lucretia Monty. In the conversation, mostly all the delegates agreed that all American women should have the right to vote, which they agreed with. We hold these truths to be true by self-evident, and with that, that all men and women are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness.
The first National Women's Rights Convention took place in Worcester, Massachusetts, with this attracting around 1,000 participants. After this convention made a huge success, they held conventions yearly until 1860. December 10th, 1869, the territory of Wyoming passes the first women's suffrage law, and the very next year, women began to serve on juries in the territory. So far, this shows that they are getting things done and that they will do anything, no matter the distance, to get what they want.
By 1890, the Nation Women's Suffrage Association and the American Women's Suffrage Association merged to form the National American Women's Suffrage Association. They continued to campaign state by state to obtain voting rights for women. In 1893, Colorado was the first state to adopt an amendment granting women the right to vote. 3 years later, Utah and Idaho followed. Washington 1910, California 1911, Kansas and Arizona in 1912, Alaska and Illinois in 1913, Montana and Nevada in 1914, New York in 1917, and finally Michigan, South Dakota, and Oklahoma in 1918. 1903, the Nation Women's Trade Union League is established to advocate for an increase in wages and working conditions for women. In 1919, the Federal Women's Suffrage Amendment, originally written by Susan B. Anthony and introduced in Congress in 1878, it is passed by the House of Reps and the Senate. Of course, then it was sent to the state for ratification. August 26, 1920, the 19th Amendment to the Constitution granting the women's rights to vote is signed into law by Secretary of State Bainbridge Colby.